New writers, I'm talking to you. So, if you're new, like I was, like I still am, there's a lot to learn. We have so much information on YouTube, right? On YouTube, now I'm just getting into TikTok, Instagram, right? We have BookTube, BookTok, AuthorTube. I don't know, they probably have authors on TikTok as well. I know that they do. But are we posting advice? I'm sure that we are. TikTok's first time today. Anyway, talking to you because there is so much conversation about AI. And I never thought that I'd use AI until my boss said, use AI for your emails. And I'm like, great, now we're using AI. And I just fell down the rabbit hole. I'm like, oh, here's like a work idea, right? Not, a small business idea. There we are. Here's a small business idea that I can do. Help me make a chores list for me and my family. Let's go over finances. Hey, can you do this document for me, this official document that I needed? And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I was just reading through one of my old stories, one that I had worked on literally started literally 8 years ago, and and I'm just like, why don't we put this in here and just see? I have like over 20,000 words. It's like a short story. It's the beginning of what would be more a series, maybe the first third. I had 3 characters. Like, let's just put this in here and see what it says. And it was an urban fantasy, people with like superpower kind of magic. And now I'm like trilogy plus prologue book later, epic fantasy, and so just having something, I would say something, someone to bounce ideas off of. If you have that person in real life, that is wonderful. But if you don't, okay, yes, there's the ethics, yes, there's the environment, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how can you use this the right way. New writer.
All right. So hopefully this is still recording. We're trying something new. So yesterday I wrote more in my chapter 1B. Yeah, inciting incident. So this is like chapter 2. ChatGPT says chapter 3, and we wrote for an hour last night, and it cut off right when I ran out of space. And that video that I just played, I was recording this to make a short, and it cut off right when I ran out of space again. And I was just getting on a roll. And so it's funny that it was probably like a good time for it to cut off. But since I know that my phone does not have much extra space because I have thousands of photos on it, I should say thousands, tens of thousands of photos on my phone and videos that I refuse to delete or get rid of. Someone can tell me, what should I do? How do I deal with these um, photos and videos? But since I don't have that much space, we're gonna just jump right in to editing. Not editing really, but getting impressions about what I wrote, because man, when I was finishing up, I was so tired last night. I was falling asleep. It was bad. But like the last thing that I did was I kind of put it in the middle of what I had because I'd been avoiding this, like writing this. And so I put it right in the middle of where it was. We have this, the morning, and then he arrives. Boss arrives right here. But it's funny. Um, Here, we'll just copy it. Right here. I was making those shorts and I saw this, like Kempa reluctantly uncurled herself, but remained seated against a pile of rubble that remained behind her. Oh, we're definitely gonna have to edit that a different time, though we're not doing that right now because I want to show you my process for using ChatGPT. And I've just been watching all of these videos about this guy who got that 2 million book deal, right? We don't know his name, but $2 million book deal, right? Wow. And down the drain because of his process for using AI. It's like, oh, his story changed. No, his story, not the story that he wrote, it didn't change. The story that he told people changed. And then it's like, oh, I might have used AI more than I said. And because written word from AI cannot be copyrighted, they dropped him. They didn't even want to touch it, right? And so I've been thinking about, oh dear, I've been thinking about, um, sorry, I've been thinking about like recording myself writing and then like showing, I'm actually writing this book and I actually do all of the edits. I put it into ChatGPT and ChatGPT tells me, oh, hey, here's your typo. I don't say, ChatGPT, fix all the typos. I say, you know, tell me what needs fixing and then I go and find it. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing from the start. I don't use any AI sentences, but we use this, as people say, as a tool. But no, you use this as, a means to get done what you need to get done. And so I'm just going to say, hey, by the way, I talk to chat like a friend. My friend chat. And I'm polite. So, I mean, if you guys talk to AI like a tool, like a machine, like my husband, that is awesome. You do you. Um, so I finally wrote. Sorry about how I typed this out. It's terrible. I'm citing. This is bad. My I don't know how to spell. That's part of the problem. Inciting incident where Voss is feel to be a empath. Okay. Times where Voss is revealed to be an empath to Kempta and her reaction. I feel I didn't capture her horror like I wanted to. I was super tired, but I wanted to get her honest opinion and see if you agree with where it flattened. Here it is. By the way, by the way, it's still really rough. The scene right after I didn't edit all. Don't focus on the other scenes, just the new stuff. Thanks you. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Thinking, 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 thinking. And people say, oh, yeah, AI is just always so positive. It's not perfect, no. But because this chapter has been circling for months, it's true. I worked on 3 other projects before coming back to this one. Believing it's too long. 2 meetings were enough before the reveal. I think your instinct ended up being right. Those earlier quiet scenes probably something people come to request it cost her something. Hmm. Things. By the way, about AI writing, like people who are so against AI books and AI writing, I'm like, have you ever read what AI writes? We're gonna get some good stuff here. We're gonna really find the gold. Because the moment that you start reading what ChatGPT comes up with, you're like, whoever uses AI has to heavily edit or like, it's so bad, it's so bad. But anyway, okay. Staying the strongest before the reveal. So perhaps you could return tomorrow. Yeah, come to Aston that, like, come back. Enjoys his company while being exhausted enough to not want it today. Yeah, complicated. Is it that complicated? It is kind of. I'm bored of your son. Just some said detonates. Haha. Yeah, I mean, he's excited to tell her. I want him to be excited to tell her. You shouldn't have done that, boss. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he shouldn't have like asked around about her son. Um, because it's dangerous. She's worried about him. So we're showing that she cares. Um, where the scene starts losing power. Yeah. Here we go. The wounded man interrupts the emotional trajectory. Okay. She's exhausted. Boss her eyes. He says he knows about Tom. She's overwhelmed, and suddenly we spend quite a while examining another soldier. The reader's emotional attention is still on Tom. Okay, I was describing this person. The reason why I was describing the soldier as looking similar to Boss is because he, like, I want the reader to understand that, like, or get an inkling. Oh, these might be of like the same people. So the same people that were attacking Kempta and her people last night are Voss's people before Kempta actually catches up to that thought. So we'll see. Normally, by the way, I'd be like writing these things out to chat as we go, and maybe I need to do that, but I can go back and do that. I at least so making these videos is definitely slowing down the writing process, and so I don't know if this is worth it yet, and so I might not record everything like I was originally thinking, especially if I don't have time. But let's keep going. Reader's emotional attention is still on Tom, not the dying man. So every paragraph about his wounds resembles Reed's blood is stealing momentum from the thing we actually care about. See, but we don't actually care about Tomlin, whatever I named him. Placeholder names, people, so that we can actually write placeholder. Nothing needs to be perfect right now. This is draft. That's what I keep telling myself. Um, see, that's the thing. It derails. So she was so excited about Tomlin. We're excited about Tomlin, her son, that she's been waiting for forever, right? Not forever, for years. And then suddenly Voss kills this man in front of her, and she did not realize that this was something that he was like capable of, but not just that, like time man is necessary, right? Oh, the long examination isn't. Okay. Compress it dramatically. Not wording. Oh, chat's learning. Okay. Tom revelation, interrupted by groaning. They find the soldier, Voss kills him. Immediate horror. Okay. Shocking. The knife becomes, maybe it is. I'll go back and reread, see what we think. Normally, I would be doing that. I'd be going back rereading, and then I'd be like, no, I did. I did it for this reason. Oh dear. We're just gonna. No. Great. Now we have to go back. Sorry, y'all. Okay. No, don't say it written two scenes. Did you guys read that too? It's always like split the scenes up. You're doing too much in one place. I'm like, pacing. Pacing is definitely something to learn. Okay. Kempter realizes, ooh, it's still there. He's an empath too logically. This is fun. See, too logically. No. Okay, well, we'll see. Right now she goes through deductions. Still root. He mentions still root. He couldn't heal him. Censor questions. Empath. Now, the moment that see, and this is right. Like, I probably need to rewrite it because I'm not getting my point across. And this is what chat's good at. You're like, hey, what do you think of this? And if it like completely misses the mark, I go back and rewrite it. Like, I don't like, it tells me, this is what's going on. This is like what a great beta reader would do. Get a great beta reader. Have your best friend. If they love reading the same stuff that you do or the same stuff that you write, that's perfect. But if you don't have that, if you're a tired working mom like me and you don't have a social life outside of survival, then this is what we do. So anyway, um, still root. So he says still root, not last flower. And maybe that's what I just need to say. Maybe still root, not last flower. the only people that say still root are the empaths, right? And so she's like in her head, it's like echoing in her head, still root, still root, still root, like, you know. Um, and so yeah, she's trusting him, she's starting to like him, and he does this, and she's like, you're not only my enemy, but you're like the worst of the worst, right? Um, here we go, here we go, chat. Well, no, no, tell me you're not, you aren't, you're not, how dare you? It's only desperate. She doesn't want information. She wants reality restored. I mean, maybe that is better, but that's not her. We'll see. The confrontation becomes debate. Biggest flattening of the reveal when she knows. See, in terms of explanation, he's explained it, she's explained it, they're discussing it, emotion leaks away. Yeah, and see, that's my issue. I'm like, I just kind of wrote the dialogue, and yesterday I was like, oh, dialogue's my strength. But I was just so tired. I wasn't getting any of the like, I don't know, showing of like how she's reacting, the feelings. But maybe I was. I need to go back and read it now. Let the silence do much more work. Chat never wants me to say anything sometimes. It's like dot dot dot. Oh, the reader understands now. Kempta isn't someone who argues when devastated. See, and this is the problem with AI, right? So like you want to see what they understand, what it understands, but you don't want to take everything at face value. You have to be like, does this even make sense? Because I would have to input a lot more stuff. Like I need to have like a character profile that I should have like inputted first. Like, hey, here is Kempta's character because chat forgets very quickly about like how people act or behave. And so isn't someone who argues when devastated. She withdraws, she hardens, she gets frighteningly calm. No, she gets kind of defensive. She gets like mad. Um, but the calm and scare. Yeah, Voss isn't scared of her, which is funny. Okay, make a suggestion. Two scenes. Here we go. Tom the dying soldier, empathical lead. Scene two, the ideological outcome, the precious peace, manipulation of your son, the future. Okay, here we go. Because the emotional climax of the scene isn't actually the argument, it's really everything we shared. It was with the Slayer, yes. So Kemta and her people call empaths slayers because that is their role in society. It's not their power, but their role is to euthanize people who are not strong enough to survive in the Ridge Clan. And so they can sense they're not like just empaths, they're intuitive. They can sense people's power, what type of power they have, along with emotion. And so, um, like I said, their role then is to is this person powerful enough? Are they not powerful enough? And if they're not powerful enough, then they kill them. Maybe I'm not supposed to say that on YouTube. They euthanize, and so learning here. And so um, they Kempta's people, the Valley people, they call them slayers, and so she calls Voss a slayer. She's very upset. Um, and Voss is like, well, I actually prefer empath, not that you asked. Um, he's becoming clumsy and protecting his skin. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Intentionally orchestrating this reveal. Did you? Okay. So I feel like people are going to be like, this video means nothing to me, right? Because you have to watch the first one. And I didn't like go through and read the whole chapter either. So I just like hopped right in. But this is more about process, right? So I probably should just stop reading chat's response. Wah! But I'm like, this is what I do. This is exactly what I do. So let me read through. Here's what empath means to everyone else. No, no. Oh yeah. intentionally orchestrate. No, he definitely did not orchestrate this reveal. He just saw a dying man and did what he needed to do because that's what he does. Voss does whatever he needs to. See, and here we go. Chat spelt. When did chat start doing Kempta's name wrong? That's not even how Kempta's name is spelled. This is why they say like AI is not perfect, you know? Um, okay. Yeah, everything should be left instantly suspect. Yes. Don't have a mother. My first love. See, but I don't want her to mother him. Eek. Okay, that's. Hmm. Yes, it is tragic though, because heartbreaking, this one says. Okay, because 5 minutes later she wants him gone forever. Yeah, so I was trying to fit that, like, okay, we have the first scenes in the first chapter, right? And these first scenes are her meeting him visiting again, and then we have this break where, like, it's months later. I need them to be familiar. I need to show that she cares. I need to, unless I'm going to write months, but no, like, we can't do that. No one is going to read months of them just like interacting, because that's not what this book is. I mean, I guess they could. I could write more, but that would be like an extra. Anyway, and so the thing is, Kempta, it's not exactly what a mother would say. Kempta prioritizes other people over her own desires. So yes, she wants to find her son, but she doesn't actually believe that that's going to happen. And so she does put herself in this situation because she feels like it's the right thing to do to protect her people, to be a sentry. But she is, I'm losing it now. I'm like, I need to get back to this. But she is also like not believing that this could be her son. Also, Voss has come under her mental protection. Like, this is another person that I want to protect. Um, and so the moment that she hears that he put him in danger, that he put himself in danger for the possibility of finding something out about her son, like, she was hoping some random person that she'd find out, like, not Voss. Like, she doesn't want Voss now, who's under her protection, to be putting himself in danger for her, even if it is to find her son, which is like what she desires most. Um, Opening with the boulder, Voss's entrance, Tom revelation, dying soldier, empath reveal after this. This is hilarious. Chat's never rated them before. Dying soldier pacing, empath reveal. Yeah, flattening definitely. Nix, I didn't explain it well, but yes, I didn't explain it very well. There we go. It's good. We're on the same page. Come to explain why she's horrified. Okay. And so this is the point where I go back, I read my chapter, I take everything that chat mentioned, I change what I think, then I justify what I didn't change, and we see again. And so, what has happened inside Kempton? 5 seconds after she realizes the man she's slowly going to trust is the very thing that she's been taught to fear more than anything else. I don't know if she would fear that. See, ChatGPT is drama, just straight up dramatic. Okay. Oh yeah, so right here is where it says like this conversation totally flattens. This is something that I wrote like a while ago, right here. With this, that's why it's italicized. I don't know if we're going to. It goes ahead. I don't know if we're gonna keep this at all. It's like an old conversation. Yeah, well, I much prefer empath, I must admit. Yes, boss. Boss is introducing himself. Lead empath at your service. hmm So this is like explaining. So again, ChatGPT, far from perfect. AI, far from perfect. It didn't even notice that this is like, these were just notes. This was not writing. So there we are. Um, so that's that. Yeah. Last piece. Hmm, Here we go. So like right away, that I want to get it down, the thought that I had. So still root, period. Not fast flower. He takes him to the healers. Her voice sounded strange to herself, something like that. I mean, that's a cliche, but whatever. Um, we'll rewrite it later. Like, we take them to the healers. So, who wounded this man could have healed him. Repeating. I don't want to say too much. It's like, how's you, sensor? Like this woman. Yeah, see, now this is what I do. Then I like go back and reread it. I probably read my books like 1,000 times. Okay, so I'm gonna end here. I probably like this is the weirdest video that I ever have watched. If you get to this point, um, I feel like I want to read what I've written like from the start. Um, but that's not what this is for. This is like, how do we use AI to help us write the best book possible without letting it write anything at all? So, um, to make our process faster, I know they say faster isn't better, but when you don't have time to work on your book, like a full-time job, when you don't even have a few hours, when you have just 1 hour every night, middle of the night, in between life and sleep, um, how AI can help you do this better, make it possible. So I'm Leah. Hello, nice to meet you. And I want to hear it. Is this acceptable? I guess there was a poll that said 50% of people would never ever use AI and think it's horrible, and the other 50% is like, yeah, I could use it. I could use it for some things, you know, when it comes to like the creative process. I'm not talking about like when it comes to writing, I'm not talking about like using it on Google because I know like most of the world's doing that now. But like using it for writing. Oh no, I would never use that at any point in the process. Or yeah, I could use it for something. So 50% of people apparently think this might be okay. The other 50%, well, am I canceled?